Crystal, I loved our discussion with Sharon and Christy about hauntingly great drinks in New Orleans. And I got to tell you, after they were on, and we'll link to it in the show notes, but after they were on, I went and tried out some of those Sazerac drinks.
Well, I'm lucky because the bar right on my block, it's called Whiskey and Oyster. They have a Sazerac drink, and because it's strong, so they spray it. They spray the cup. Like, I just order it because I like the presentation of it, and so I was like, "Oh my God, this is I'm living the show again."
We also put on the calendar to make sure that we take out their quote cookbook of great drinks for next year. If you missed that show, we were talking about ghost tours and talking about ghost and drinks. And today, in preparation, we asked for your favorite ghost tours around the country. And man, did you respond? We didn't get any voicemails.
I know. They're shy. They're not camera shy, but voice shy.
I know.
Mic shy.
But man, people were happy to write us. Yeah. And we have at least 4 plus a top 5 list that Adventure Lucy sent us for some goodness. So we're going to share your favorite ghost experiences around the country today.
And at the end of this episode and every show, you'll hear our Gear of the Day pick. So if you're looking for best-in-class gear that's worth the price, head to our Amazon page at stackingadventures.com/GOTD, which stands for Gear of the Day. You'll help the show and you'll help yourself adventure better and for less money.
Ready for adventure? From vacation to staycation, and from the mountains to the beach, this is the Stacking Adventures podcast.
Welcome back, adventurers, to the Stacking Adventures podcast, where Crystal and I grab your hand and we take you around the world with our adventure community to stack memories that we're going to remember forever. And today, well, maybe it's kind of stuff that we might not remember, because this is going to be scary.
Well, it's funny. Like you said, we're going to grab your hands. We're going to grab your ears and take you on we're going to take you on a fun memory lane about ghost tours. So what I like about a lot of the lists and the stuff we're going to talk about, it's not just for Halloween. This is for some really cool year-round stuff. That's what I like.
Totally. And you know what? That's why I was really excited to do this, because even if you're in a place for the holiday season, like you think of Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh.
Pretty scary story right there.
And the Grinch.
Haunted by 3. The Grinch, right. I do have a coaster that, well, I had those coasters with Kylie. I have the Grinch coaster that says that the Grinch didn't hate Christmas. He hated people, which is fair.
I love that.
Much better. All right, we ready to dive into some of these?
Well, I'm still taking swim lessons, but I'm ready to dive in.
Oh, look at you. Adventurer Wade. We're going to start with what Wade said. He points us to the town of Savannah. And Crystal, you can't think of haunted stuff and not think of Savannah, Georgia, because man, the ivy on the trees, the history. You walk through these neighborhoods with these old antebellum houses and you can feel the ghosts. Like, this is a town ripe for ghost tours. And while when we were talking about our favorite ghost tours before, and I mentioned Charleston, South Carolina, well, just not that far away in Savannah, Georgia, ghost tours. But Wade wasn't just looking at ghost tours. Wade was looking at a specific ghost tour, and this is Hearse ghost tours. And yes, I wasn't talking about somebody's last name, Hearst. We're talking about Crystal riding around in a hearse.
No.
On a ghost tour.
Not my speed. I don't know. A hearse? A hearse.
It looks so cool.
Hearse.
So you want to explain to everybody what this hearse looks like?
All right, let's see. Well, it says that the hearse has been modified to hold 8 guests. So it's a little tight, but guests don't seem to mind. And they also say if you're grumpy and look for anything to complain about, this is not for you. Actually, I don't like to hang out with the grumpy complainers anyway.
Me neither. Yeah. I'm glad they tell you right away. Just
right.
okay.
Yeah, please. I want to put that on a t-shirt. Hey, if you're going to complain about anything today, I don't want to hear it.
Well, especially, I mean, you're riding in a hearse, for goodness sake. So it's probably going to be cramped, but we're going for mood, right? We're going for mood setting, not for, I need spacious stuff.
But that's even worse. If you're setting the mood and it's in a hearse, that's not the best mood I want to be in. But it looks cool. So it's the black, what is a Lincoln a la Blues Brothers style, but it's a hearse. So it has the drunk in the trunk, may have you, but it is raised at the top, so there's glass.
Yeah, they've popped the top. Popped the top and they popped it up. So now what are you outside?
It looks like it. It's like a cover. It's a window. It's like the Megabus. How the Megabus has the second floor. This hearse, it has a second floor. So instead of, I like this because you know how there's a sunroof. And people like to party, at the top of the sunroof.
Yeah.
It's all open at the top. So you can all stand and party. And there's a windshield in front. So you don't have to worry about angry birds hitting you or something else hitting you in the face while you're partying on through the sunroof.
Yeah. I don't see any glass around the edges. I'm looking at the live.
In the front.
I'm looking at the live pictures on the front page. I don't see any glass around the sides and on the back. No, take a look at
just the front. I just see it on the front.
You know what? For people hanging out with us watching the video, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what I'm looking at. Because take a look at this, Crystal. Look at that guy's arm hanging out of it. Do you see there's a blonde woman and a man like getting ready to go up the steps, but there's a guy, he's got his arm hanging all the way out the side. There's no glass.
Yeah, it's in the front. It's just one. I saw it had one in the front.
Just in the front.
Just that front, which I'm pretty sure I wonder if there's windshield wipers on that front.
I see. You've only tried to tell me that 15 times. It's only in the front. But the cool news is so the roof looks like it's lighted from the top or lit up.
Looks cool.
Lit up all red and creepy looking. And you ride around in this hearse around town looking at creepy stuff around Savannah. I think if I'm going to get in the Halloween mood, this totally looks like the way to do it. And we were looking at the reviews on TripAdvisor, over 2,000 reviews, and still gets a 4.9 Google rating with over 2,000 reviews, 4.5 TripAdvisor rating, voted best tour in America 2011 TripAdvisor. Robin Graves voted best tour guide in Best of Savannah 2024.
Wow. Well, I like that it's only 8 people, 75 minutes for your short attention span pleasure, which 75 can be longer, short, but I think 75 minutes is perfect. And it's as of this recording, we have to add that disclaimer. It's only $20. So if it was not in a hearse, I don't know. I could be persuaded, because I could see total bachelorette parties, divorce parties, birthday parties. There could be a lot of different parties that can be had on this really cool little, I don't know, a hearse tour.
Yeah, I think that price tag depends on the tour, because I saw another one on here for $40, and I'm looking for I'm looking for that.
TripAdvisor says that. I wonder. Yeah, always consider the source, because if you're going on TripAdvisor, don't trust their price. I would say trust their website's price.
Let me see. I'm going to pretend like I'm booking. It's $40.
It's 40 now. See, as of this recording, tickets are $40. As of
prices
2
doubled
minutes ago.
in the last 2 minutes. You
always
gotta go
verify. There you go.
But still, you know what? $40 for a ghost tour like that. I don't know. That's pretty good.
You're gonna turn heads. Look at those not weirdos. Look at those adventurous people riding around in a hearse.
That's right. Super fun. You also had one from Adventure Casey. We're going to go from the East Coast now all the way out to the West Coast.
all the way to the West Coast. So this one is in lovely San Jose, California. So this was a cool. It's called the Winchester Mystery House. And what's so mysterious about this is that, okay, so it was a beautiful but bizarre mansion built by Sarah Winchester, and she was the heiress of the Winchester repeating arms fortune. So repeating arms, it doesn't mean you're an octopus. This has something to do with shooting.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous innovations in weaponry, where you could very quickly change out your ammunition and keep shooting. So it was one of the first times that you could really keep shooting over and over and over and over and over. But after the heirs died, their daughter moved out west, and she started making this house, Crystal, which she fired 2 different design firms that were working on it and started building it herself. And because of that, you've got stairways that go nowhere. You've got different architecture styles. This house is weird.
Well, and then another interesting thing, it has 160 rooms. You get to tour 110 of them during this your adventure to this house. Yeah, it took, and it's cool. You can actually, because of the history, they have a shooting room also. And there's 36 different things to do because it took 36 years to build the place. So there's a play on shooting 36 times because that's how many years it took to build the place.
And construction didn't so much end as the woman who was building it passed away, and they just kind of gave up. It just kind of stopped. In fact, the house was almost always finished, is my understanding, and she would just build another room and then build another room and then build another room.
Keep going.
Well, one of the tours we should shine a light at, because this is not just ghostly. This is quirky, right? There's a bunch of quirky stuff going on. But over the years, there have been all kinds of, paranormal discussions because of the people that died. They have a flashlight tour that they do Friday, December 13th. So right after this comes out. So last Friday, but next year, heck, grab your flashlights and dive in.
Well, and they also have, I'm a big fan of the holiday markets. So they say they have a Menagerie Yuletide Oddities Market, which is in November, pretty much all of December. And so this is, I guess they just started doing it 6 years ago, and they have new vendors, but it's Holiday Oddities and Curiosities Market. Like, I like odd stuff.
This very much seems like much more of just an overall tourist attraction than spooky ghost story territory. The Hearse tour in Savannah is probably going to be creepier, I think. Well, I don't know, that flashlight tour.
Well, but the shooting, so it's actually 38. So at the Sarah's Attic Shooting Gallery, sharp-eyed visitors can grab a rifle. You get to that's so casual. Yeah, grab a rifle and aim at 38 known targets, one for each year of the mansion's incredible construction. And when you land your target, it unlocks a supernatural surprise.
See, that makes me think more just tourist trappy stuff than.
Well, no, I think that would be cool. To shoot a rifle?
Can't be touristy fun.
I think that would be super cool.
Well, the music's coming up, Crystal. That means we are halfway done.
Already. Time flies when you're having fun. Also, when you're short-winded, long-winded. All right, here we go. So, Crystal Joe. I like Crystal Joe. We're halfway through today's show, so I think it's time for our road trip pit stop. And on the pit stop, you're always dreaming about what's at the end of the adventure. How cool will it be when we get there? And then your kids or your passenger can finally stop saying, "Are we there yet?" So our pit stop is always a hint at our gear of the day. And you can see past gear of the day at stackingadventures.com/GOTD. Or
can I say something there, Crystal?
No.
Okay. And I'm done.
Just kidding.
If you have an adventure in your life, or heck, for you as an adventure, our gear of the day shop is pretty badass. Like, this has all been play tested by us. This is all stuff that we enjoy, we use. We know the guests that have been on the show know it, love it. either give somebody that list or buy off of that list, and you help the show and you're getting great stuff.
I like that for sharing the list with others too, because as we are, travelers, a lot of people ask us for tips naturally. So naturally you can just send them to this one-stop shop and say, hey, here you go. Some of the stuff you have thought of and some of the stuff you never have thought of. And two, what I like about our gears of the day is that sometimes the stuff is good to take to a party or a hostess gift or something else like that too.
Yeah. My gear of the day today is one of those things.
Okay. Oh, so what is our hint today?
If you either are a traveler or you are or you know somebody who is a traveler, what is more fun than basically what I'm wearing today? And for people listening to the audio, I'm wearing a t-shirt about the railroad that goes across Canada. So I got this in Banff at a store talking about the Canadian Rail, the Great Canadian Rail. But so this is one, though, that I wear often when I fly. Oh. And the last 2 times that I've flown, as I'm getting off the plane, the pilot is often standing there saying, thank you for flying, thank you for flying. The last 2 times in a row, the pilot has looked at this shirt and has gone, either one said badass and the other one said vintage. So I gave it away. It is a shirt. The question is what's on the shirt?
Easy. I know exactly what it is.
Oh, don't tell. Let's wait till after the break.
Okay.
And then Crystal can reveal her guest. And at the end of the show, I will spill the beans. We'll be right back.
All right, we were just picking up with your gear, and remind me, what's the hint? Give me your clue.
I told you it was a vintage shirt.
Vintage shirt.
It's a vintage shirt. And I love, it's always fun to wear some of this vintage stuff, like the one that I have on today, showing the railroads from the classic railroad days. This one, as I've gotten off planes the last couple times I've flown, I actually like wearing it when I fly because, and I'll give away a little more, this particular t-shirt, it's that baseball, that longer sleeve cut. So sometimes it can get a little cold in the plane. So a little bit more of my arm is covered, but I can either scrunch up the sleeves, make it a t-shirt, or pull them down a little bit and it's a little bit longer. But the pilot, the pilot said badass, the other pilot said vintage. In fact, it was funny when the guy said vintage. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. He looked at me and I went, vintage. I'm not that old. I'm like, I'm totally. And then I go, oh my God, he's looking at my shirt. I'm like, yeah, thanks. And just kind of smiled. But I was already kind of out the jet bridge by then.
Yeah, you already, the moment's passed. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see, vintage. So going off the vintage part, and then the pilot, give me a thumbs up. I wonder if it's related to your heritage, and you probably says, kiss me, I'm Irish.
I would have to say, kiss me, I'm Dutch. Kiss me, I'm Dutch.
Kiss me, I'm Dutch.
Right.
It had to say, kiss me, I'm something. And the pilot was like, I hope that works out for you, buddy.
The pilot's hoping to kiss me? Is that what you're saying?
He hopes that, he's like, I need to wear that shirt next time. Kiss me, I'm the pilot.
And that's when the harassment lawsuits begin.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's where it started. And then that's the story of how I got fired.
That's right.
And slapped.
At that point. Both were horrible. All right. We'll find out how close Crystal is. Is it a kiss me, I'm blank t-shirt? We'll find out at the end of the show here in about 15, 17 minutes. All right. Back into this. I have a top list that Adventure Lucy sent me of the top ghost tours in the country. And I thought that we would go through this because we talked about one of these that are on the list. We talked about Charleston. We also talked about another one that was on the list, which was New Orleans. But some of these we didn't mention. They're pretty obvious. We didn't spend hardly any time, Crystal, talking about Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, how could we forget that one? The Salem witch trials.
If there's a home to ghost tours, that would probably be it. Ranked number 15 by TripAdvisor's 2024 Traveler's Choice Awards, Best of the Best Things to Do. The History and Hauntings of Salem guided walking tour. 2-hour experience uses vivid storytelling to explore the spookier side of Salem, including a few witchy locations that were featured in the movie Hocus Pocus. Did you like Hocus Pocus?
I fell asleep on it, but I did like it. Like all the culture references.
I did not like it.
Forever.
Yeah,
well, I fell asleep on it, so
I fell asleep as well. I did not like it. So you're way nicer than I am. 19 people were executed during the Salem witch trials.
Crazy.
Strolled on old cobblestone streets, sites like the Salem Witch Trials Memorial, the location of the First Church of Salem, Old Bearing Point Cemetery, and Hamilton Hall. One TripAdvisor user said, I really appreciated the balance between the historical stories and the supernatural. In Salem, both are part of the story of the city, and this tour did a good job of acknowledging that. I'm going to skip the New Orleans one because I really like the walking tour that we took, and we highly recommended that here on the show earlier. But here is one that is a place that, of course, has ghost, and you just don't think about it. Chicago Gangsters and Ghost Tours in Chicago, Illinois.
And I've
Gangsters
never
and
done
Ghost
that.
in Chicago.
Never done that. And a friend of mine, so they do birthday tours too. She did this for her birthday last year, and I was like, how have I never heard of that tour?
Chicago's rich history of ghost and supernatural lore only surpassed by its even richer history of organized crime. And they put the two together and they give you a Gangsters and Ghosts tour.
Al Capone? Come on.
I would love to do that. There is a place, by the way, I don't even know if it's still around because I didn't prep for this particular thing. We prepped for a lot, but not for this. There was a place, which was a speakeasy in the south part of Chicago near the Science and Industry Museum. And you have to knock on the door and they open up a little slat and you have to, I had to say, little Tony sent us.
Oh.
And then you're in a 1920 speakeasy then. And we had so much fun as the speakeasy got raided by cops, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it was a super, super time. I don't remember the name of it. I'll try to include it in the show notes.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask. Tina from our team actually went with me when I was there.
And that's a good tip for you restaurant owners. When your staff is tired and you're just ready to go home for the night, stage a raid and make everybody have to go home. Or maybe even a party. If you can't get rid of guests, stage a police raid. Be like, oh man.
Stage a police. Have your other buddies dress up in fake cop outfits.
Yeah. Be like, all right.
Yes.
It's time.
Speaking of gangsters, the next one on the list, very similar, New York City Gangster and Ghost Tour.
Well, yeah. Have you heard about the New York gangsters? Wasn't Sopranos in New York?
It's New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pays tribute to some of Manhattan's must-see spots for tourists and ghost hunters alike. 2-hour tours just over a mile long. Begins on the corner of Mulberry and then travels through the Five Points, the notorious neighborhood that inspired the events depicted in Martin Scorsese's Gangs of New York.
Oh, man. That sounds okay. I'm putting that on my list too. And see, this is cool because these are like year-round tours that you can do also.
Well, the cool thing is you're seeing some of the most historic parts of the city, right? In all of these tours. I mean, Savannah, New York, Chicago, New Orleans that we've talked about.
Well, you can get your steps too. I got 26,000 steps on Saturday. Crazy.
You'll get a ton of steps on these.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of New Orleans, we began this whole discussion with New Orleans and our guests, Sharon and Christy. Adventure David wrote in our Stacking Benjamins Facebook group, cemetery tour in New Orleans. He said, I think, and I've done this. Crystal. This cemetery tour, we met outside the cemetery, and it was St. Louis Cemetery number 1 with Nicolas Cage's bonkers burial pyramid. He wrote the backdrop of Easy Rider, the graves of that famous witch, and the guy who was the subject of the Plessy versus Ferguson SCOTUS case. He said, you learn a lot. He said, not exactly a ghost tour. They try to keep it solemn. They did keep it solemn when I was on this, and you walk around and you're exploring, but it's so creepy. And it's a wonderful, wonderful look at the history of New Orleans. And of course, because it floods so often, nobody's buried underground.
Yeah.
Which makes it even a little creepier.
I can't imagine what Nicolas Cage's pyramid looks like.
It's so
I would
weird.
rather see, but then for me, Scary Crystal, I'd be okay just seeing a picture of it. I don't need to feel the presence and see it in person.
Our friend adventurer Justin had one as well, Crystal.
Oh yeah, so Justin is actually a friend of mine. He was a Jeopardy contestant, isn't that
Wow,
cool?
flex.
Yeah, he's a teacher. I know it makes it sound so easy to just hop on Jeopardy and be on. So all right, so he told us about the Baltimore Ghost Tour, and so they have a haunted pub crawl at Fells Point. So Fells Point, it's really cool when you go to Baltimore into the Baltimore Harbor. You get to see like all of the old like shipyards, and you get to see where that place has a history also. And the funny thing, when I was reading up on that, because of course they have all ages, but the 21 and over for like the haunted pub crawl, that's where I'd like to hang.
That sounds so fun.
Oh, yeah. So it was a rowdy seaport town, and it was a birthplace of the sleek and dangerous clipper ships. So this is funny. The streets were full of sailors from foreign lands. They were spilling off the ships and immigrants anxious to start a new life. But there were also more than a few ladies of the night looking to make ends meet. Hubba hubba. And then, given this explosive combination, is any wonder that of course, there are a lot of ghosts that remain behind. So you get to go on the tour, so they have both a walking tour and they have the pub crawl to explore all the haunted sites in Fells Point. But they're also, well, you missed it. I'm kind of mad I missed it. They do like a Krampus loft haunted pub tour.
Krampus, who is in Scandinavian countries, he is the brother of Saint Nicholas. Oh. He's kind of the evil. So he got obsessed with punishing kids that were on the naughty list. He created the naughty list. Yes. So especially in Scandinavian countries, we saw it a little bit in Bavaria as well when I was there. But Krampus is the guy that takes care of naughty people.
That's interesting. But they do a tour for that. But they do holiday haunted pub tours. They do night before Thanksgiving haunted pub tours. So they do a lot of different
year-round
tours all around. So,
well, and not only do you have the Fells Point one, which he recommended that you like, they also do the Mount Vernon neighborhood as well. Same thing, just a regular ghost walk and a haunted pub tour there too. So,
well, and Mount Vernon is down the street from me. So I did the glow. They have a holiday glow lights, and that's a lot of fun because you get to see where the workers, where they lived, what they ate, what they did, when they were building the states, like just different just stories of history. Like I feel like now as an adult I can better appreciate history, especially when you actually get to visit these people and hear the stories, while you're standing there, because reading it in books for me, that was not my preferred way to learn history. But going to see these places and doing the tours,
you're immersed in it.
Yeah, it's a totally different experience.
No, Mount Vernon is absolutely amazing. This particular Mount Vernon, though, is Mount Vernon, Baltimore. It's the cultural center of Baltimore. It's a different Mount Vernon. But you know what? There is still I'll take either Mount Vernon.
Yeah, same.
Give me both.
Well, yeah, both.
Both favorites. There's a couple more here on this list that Lucy sent us. San Diego Haunted Gas Lamp Tour. Have you been to the Gas Lamp District in San Diego?
No, I've only been to San Diego once for FinCon. And
San Diego is pretty amazing. The Gas Lamp District is this old part of town, and it's a little spooky the way that it is. They have these old buildings that have been gutted and renovated. They're beautiful buildings. What's really cool is when I worked for American Express, this is how big American Express is as a company. They bought out the entire gas lamp area. They basically just wrote a check and bought the whole area, and it was empty. And I could walk into any of the restaurants and just sample foods. They did the same thing when we went to San Francisco. They just bought Ghirardelli Square, bought the whole thing. Yeah, that was quite a flex. But I like the idea of taking this old part of San Diego and walking around. That would be super, super fun.
American Express. Yeah, I was like, hey, invite me to parties.
Well, I'm long gone from those days. Now I've got the Stacking Benjamins party, which means
Woohoo!
BYOB, right? Ghost City Tours of Charleston made my list earlier that we did on our earlier episode. That was phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. And then here's one that is close to me. It's in this wonderful town called Eureka Springs, which is in the Ozark Mountains. And there is a hotel called the Crescent Hotel, which has served time as a hospital. It's been a sanitarium. Now it's a hotel. This hotel is so famously haunted, Crystal. It's on one of the bluffs overlooking the main area of downtown. It looks spooky as all get out. In fact, during the holiday season, Cheryl and I were outside drinking hot ciders and listening to a guy play music outside. We did not do the ghost tour because it was already sold out by the time we got there. But this hotel isn't a little haunted. People literally see doors open and close on their own almost on a daily basis.
No thanks. See, that's scary.
But Eureka Springs is a town of not many people, maybe around 30,000 people. It's a really small town. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't know what took me so long to go there. I'd gone to Bentonville, which is another town where a lot of people, it's off their radar, but it should be on your radar. Is a fun town to go to. Fayetteville, Bentonville, Northwest Arkansas. Eureka Springs is maybe another 30, 40 minutes drive. And I'm like, I'm good. I'll just go to Bentonville. I should have gone to Eureka Springs because it's...
Well, that says a lot about it's a small town, but the ghost tour was sold out. That's a win for me too, that it's so popular that it quickly sold out. So this is one of the words of your fake place that you live. Texarkana. Texarkana. So this is this is the R in Texarkana.
This is Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texarkana.
Texar.
Yeah, this is about 4.5 hours away from my house.
Oh, okay. That's a hike.
Pretty wild though. Yeah, but so worth it. Cheryl and I did a weekend trip and loved it. We just booked a room there and it was fantastic. So there it is, adventures. Thank you for everybody who gave us your ghost adventures.
So coming up, we want to hear, well, actually, we want to hear, we love hearing from you. We don't just love hearing ourselves, but I love hearing Joe's voice. I mean, and then when he gets on a run-on sentence or a run-on story, I'm like, yes, tell me more.
Stop making fun of me. What do we got coming up next?
I love it. No. I'm saying yes. So we heard from the Points Mom last week. So now we want to hear your point stories. Please, come on in. We want to hear from you. So go to stackingadventures.com/mystory or /voicemail because we want to hear your tips. Or even if you tried some of these tips, because there's nothing sweeter than using points to unlock like perks or just using your points to go on a trip. Like you walk different. I feel like when you're like, yeah, points, pay with points, upgrade it because I have status. So tell us about your status and your points.
Then after that, we are going to have a week, which is going to be one of our friends' shows. We're going to swap shows, and we're going to leave that a surprise for now, but we can't wait for you to hear it. But our next show then, Crystal, is on New Year's Eve when we talk to Mike Rauman, who has one of the top Disney shows in America called the Be Our Guest podcast. And we're going to talk to him about spending the holidays at one of these packed places like Epcot or the Magic Kingdom on New Year's Eve. What's that like? How do you do it? Is it worth it? Is it fun? And Mike is going to explain all the quote Disney magic to us for New Year's. And then after that, we're going to talk travel budgets. Yes. And then we're circling back. I know we've had a couple people already give us stories. Your Ireland stories. We need your stories about Ireland. And I know a lot of our adventures have gone to Ireland, and I can't wait to hear more. But we've got 2. We need more.
Speaking of Ireland and Kissing Me, I'm Irish.
Oh, is that the music again?
Do we have music again? Yes, we do.
All right. I have a shirt in my hand, and this shirt is our travel gear. It's really fun travel gear.
Day. Okay.
What was neat about it is that when I got off the plane, in fact, I the first time I wore it accidentally, and the guy the pilot said badass.
Oh.
And then the next time I wore it on purpose, and as the pilot said vintage, I had no idea what he was talking about. And yeah, I wore it on purpose for the flight crew because I thought it'd be fun.
Okay.
But you said it's a kiss me, I'm whatever
Yes.
shirt. It is a shirt of a defunct airline, one of the preeminent around the world airlines. I've worn this on the show before. It's Pan Am, my Pan Am shirt with a nice long baseball cut. But we will link to this Pan Am shirt if you want
cool.
flight crews to have fun. And it's very comfortable. It's a heavier material too. It's a little bit heavier, so it really is a nice t-shirt. Nice t-shirt to wear on planes. Yeah.
Huh. Who'd have thunk?
Looks pretty good. Pan Am.
Pan Am. Kiss me, I'm Pan Am.
Kiss me, I'm a defunct airline.
Kiss me, we just landed.
All right. During the holiday season especially, go with curated stuff. Use our link to make sure that you're getting good travel gear and not junk, because Crystal and I have tried all of this stuff. So check it out. stackingadventures.com/GOTD or gear of the day. All right. That is our next to last 2024 episode.
Yeah, show of the year.
We got one more to come.
I do want to travel budget better, so I'm going to actually go through all the travel money I've spent and all the points I've spent, because I was guilty of using some points for some purchases and not getting my full 1 point something. So I
loved it when Cindy last week told us not to do that.
Yeah. And it's so tempting. Like, you see that. I want to say they put that in like 20 font, and then, or just pay like a regular person, in like 2 font.
And you feel good because you're like, oh, I got this deal. And Cindy's like, no, you're getting like 70 cents on the dollar. Forget it. Don't do that. All right. We will be doing that early next year. She is Crystal.
And I'm Joe.
She's Crystal Joe.
Crystal Joe.
We'll see you next time, Stacking Adventures.
Thanks for following.